First Contact and Deception. The Vexeri Empire's first contact ship emerged from hyperspace on a quiet Tuesday morning, its crystalline hull refracting sunlight across Earth's orbital defense platforms. Admiral Kira Patel stood on the bridge of the INS Challenger, Earth's newest flagship, watching the alien vessel with equal parts wonder and suspicion. 20 years of leading Earth's combined space force had taught her that beauty often concealed danger. "Their signal is coming through now," Admiral Lieutenant Rodriguez announced, his fingers dancing across the holographic interface. "They're broadcasting on all frequencies." The alien ship's message played through the bridge speakers in perfect English. "People of Earth, we bring greetings from the Vexeri Empire. We come in peace, seeking diplomatic relations with your world." Kira's jaw tightened. The translation was too perfect, too polished. "How long have they been watching us?" she muttered to herself. Over the next 3 months, the Vexeri proved to be gracious guests. They shared stories of galactic civilizations, offered insights into faster-than-light travel, and expressed admiration for humanity's rapid technological advancement. Their ambassador, a tall, ethereal being named Lyrix, became a regular fixture at UN meetings. But Kira couldn't shake her unease. She'd grown up in Mumbai's military district, where her grandmother had taught her to read people's intentions in their smallest gestures. The Vexeri's movements were too calculated, their questions too precise. Late one night, as she reviewed sensor logs in her orbital office, a pattern emerged. Every Vexeri diplomatic visit coincided with subtle scans of Earth's defense systems. Their seemingly innocent cultural exchanges always included tours of military installations. Their gifts of technology all required installation by their own engineers. "Computer, cross-reference Vexeri ship movements with our deep space sensor array," Kira commanded. The AI compiled the data, revealing a disturbing truth. Small Vexeri probes had been testing Earth's defensive capabilities at every opportunity. Before she could alert the Security Council, the Challenger's AI detected an encrypted transmission from the Vexeri diplomatic vessel. Lieutenant Rodriguez, working through the night shift, managed to decrypt a fragment. "Earth's defense is primitive but numerous. Recommend immediate subjugation before further advancement. Species shows dangerous potential for military innovation." Kira immediately enacted Protocol Zero, a contingency plan she'd developed for just such a betrayal. As she typed in the authorization codes, she remembered her grandmother's words: "Trust, but verify. And always have a backup plan." Within minutes, hidden quantum sensors activated around every Vexeri installation on Earth. Defense platforms silently shifted to combat readiness, and submarines carrying humanity's latest weapons systems moved into position. All of this happened under a sophisticated sensor mask that made Earth appear unchanged to Vexeri scanners. The next morning, Ambassador Lyrix requested an emergency meeting with the UN Security Council. Kira watched from her command center as the elegant alien approached the podium, likely preparing to deliver an ultimatum. But before Lyrix could speak, Kira transmitted the decoded messages to every screen in the assembly hall. "Ambassador," Kira addressed the stunned alien, her voice calm but steel-edged. "Perhaps you'd like to explain these transmissions to your fleet, the ones detailing plans for our subjugation." The Vexeri's crystalline features shifted from diplomatic smoothness to rigid anger. "You dare to spy on Imperial communications? Earth truly is as primitive as we suspected. Our fleet will arrive within your hours, and you will learn the price of such impudence." Kira allowed herself a small smile. "Actually, Ambassador, we've known about your fleet's approach for the past week. They're about to receive quite a surprise." She turned to Rodriguez. "Show them what humanity does to those who mistake our hospitality for weakness." As if on cue, Earth's orbital defense grid powered up, revealing weapon systems far more advanced than anything the Vexeri had detected. The grid hadn't been hiding primitive weapons. It had been concealing technology that surpassed even the Vexeri's capabilities. "You see, Ambassador," Kira continued, While you were studying our defenses, we were studying you. Every piece of technology you gifted us was analyzed, improved upon, and integrated into our own systems. We welcomed you not because we were naive, but because you had something to teach us, though perhaps not the lessons you intended." The Vexari ambassador's crystalline form trembled with rage, but beneath it, Kira detected something else: fear. For the first time, the aliens realized they hadn't been dealing with simple, primitive humans. They'd been dealing with a species that had turned their own reconnaissance against them. As the first wave of the Vexari fleet dropped out of hyperspace, they found themselves facing not the primitive civilization they'd expected, but a fully prepared Earth defense force equipped with weapons and shields that incorporated and improved upon their own technology. The battle that followed would become legend, not for its length or devastation, but for how quickly and decisively humanity proved that appearances could be deceiving. And as Admiral Kira Patel watched the Vexari fleet retreat, she sent them one final message. Next time, try asking nicely. We might even say yes. The shield that surprised. Dr. James Harrison stood in his underground laboratory beneath the Australian outback, watching quantum particles dance across his holographic display. The Vexari retreat had bought Earth precious time, but everyone knew they would return, and they wouldn't come alone. "Run simulation sequence 2947, he commanded, his voice hoarse from too many sleepless nights. The air hummed with energy as the quantum computer processed the calculations. Along the curved walls of the circular lab, dozens of engineers and physicists from every nation on Earth worked in focused silence. The simulation showed what they'd all feared. Conventional energy shields wouldn't be enough to stop a combined alien fleet. But James had seen something in the Vexari technology that others had missed. Their shields operated on a simple principle of energy deflection. What if, instead of deflecting energy, they could phase shift it into another dimension entirely? "Dr. Patel, you need to see this," he called to his colleague. Ryoko Patel, Admiral Kira's younger sister and one of Earth's leading quantum physicists, moved to his station. Her eyes widened as she watched the simulation results. "It's not just redirecting the energy," she whispered. "It's converting it." James nodded excitedly. "Every weapon the aliens have shown us operates on principles of energy transfer. But what if we could catch that energy in a quantum net and simply shift it elsewhere?" The breakthrough came 3 weeks later. They called it the Mobius Shield, a defensive system that caught incoming energy weapons in a quantum loop and transferred the energy into a parallel dimension. The more powerful the attack, the stronger the shield became. The first test almost went horribly wrong. In the deserts of Nevada, a prototype shield generator protected a decommissioned tank. When they fired a plasma cannon salvaged from Vexari technology, the shield didn't just stop the blast. It absorbed it completely, causing the generator to overload with excess energy. "Wait," James shouted as technicians moved to shut down the system. "Look at the readings." The excess energy wasn't causing damage. It was being converted into additional shielding power. They had accidentally created a shield that grew stronger under attack. Word of the breakthrough spread quickly through Earth's defense networks. Within months, Mobius shield generators were being manufactured in hidden facilities around the globe. Admiral Patel ordered them installed on every ship, station, and major city. They finished just in time. The Vexari returned, but this time they brought friends. The Krell Dominion, infamous for their planet-cracking weapons. The Sire Collective, whose energy lances could slice through moons. The Taraki Horde, with their quantum-tipped missiles. 7 alien fleets dropped out of hyperspace simultaneously, surrounding Earth in a sphere of overwhelming firepower. Their combined message was broadcast across all frequencies. "Surrender now, and your species may survive as servants. Resist, and we will reduce your world to atoms." Admiral Patel's response was succinct: "Test your theory." The alien armada opened fire. Energy weapons of every conceivable type struck Earth's atmosphere. Planet cracker beams, antimatter torpedoes, quantum cascades, enough firepower to shatter a dozen worlds. They hit the Mobius shield, and nothing happened. Well, not nothing. With each impact, the shield grew stronger, its quantum field expanding and strengthening. The aliens, not understanding what they were seeing, increased power to their weapons. This only made the shield more impenetrable. From his laboratory, James watched the sensor readings with a mixture of awe and satisfaction. "They don't understand," he said to Ryoko. "They're trying to overcome the shield with brute force, but they're just making it stronger." After 3 hours of continuous bombardment, the alien fleets ceased fire. Their shields were depleted, their weapon systems overheated, and Earth's defenses stood unchanged. If anything, the Mobius shield glowed brighter than before. Admiral Patel opened a channel to the alien commanders, impressed. "That was just our defensive technology. Would you like to see what our weapons can do? Or would you prefer to reconsider your position?" The alien fleet withdrew in disarray, their commanders struggling to understand how their combined might had failed so completely. They had expected to find Earth cowering behind primitive defenses. Instead, they'd encountered something that defied their understanding of physics itself. As the last alien ship disappeared into hyperspace, James received a message from Admiral Patel. "Well done, Doctor, but they'll be back with something new. Better get back to work." James looked at his team, saw the determination in their eyes, and smiled. "You heard the Admiral. Let's show them what else humanity can do." The race wasn't over. It was just beginning. And humanity had proven once again that underestimating Earth was a dangerous mistake. Coalition of Conquest. Fleet Commander Marcus Wong stood on the bridge of the ESS Hyperion, watching the tactical display with practiced calm. The alien coalition had changed tactics. Instead of direct assault, they were gathering at the edge of the solar system, amassing the largest fleet ever recorded in galactic history. "Sir," his tactical officer, Lieutenant Diana Blackwood, called out, "long-range sensors are picking up something different. These aren't just warships anymore." Marcus moved to her station, his cybernetic eye zooming in on the sensor data. The aliens had brought mining ships, construction vessels, and what appeared to be mobile shipyards. This wasn't just an invasion force. They were settling in for a siege. "They're learning," he muttered. "Get me Admiral Patel." The Admiral's hologram appeared on the bridge. "You've seen it too?" she asked without preamble. "Yes. They're not just trying to break through anymore. They're building something out there." Marcus gestured to the tactical display. "My analysis suggests they're constructing a containment sphere around our solar system." The alien coalition had spent months studying their previous failures. They'd realized that conventional weapons couldn't penetrate the Mobius shield. Their new strategy was brutally simple. If they couldn't break through Earth's defenses, they would simply isolate humanity until they surrendered. But the aliens had made one crucial mistake. They'd given humanity time to prepare. Over the next few weeks, Marcus coordinated with defense forces worldwide. While the aliens constructed their containment sphere, Earth's shipyards worked at full capacity. Dr. Harrison's team had made another breakthrough, incorporating the Mobius shield technology into offensive weapons. "The principle is elegant," Harrison explained during a strategy briefing. "Instead of trying to overpower their shields, our new weapons create a quantum tunnel through them. Their energy defenses might as well be paper." Marcus studied the specifications with growing excitement. The new quantum torpedoes didn't just penetrate shields, they could turn the enemy's defensive energy against them. Each successful hit would cascade through their shield network, creating a chain reaction of failures. The aliens made their move 3 months later. The containment sphere activated, generating a massive energy field designed to prevent any travel in or out of the solar system. Thousands of ships moved into position, their weapons charged but holding fire. They had learned their lesson about Earth's defensive capabilities. The alien commander's transmission was confident. "Your shields are impressive, humans, but they cannot help you now. Surrender, and we will be merciful. Resist, and we will wait while your civilization crumbles in isolation." Marcus exchanged a look with Admiral Patul's hologram. She nodded, and he gave the order they'd been waiting for. Launch Operation Pandora. Across the solar system, hidden installations activated. What the aliens had mistaken for asteroid mining operations were actually massive launcher platforms. From the Kuiper Belt to the inner planets, humanity's new weapon systems powered up. "Sir," Diana reported, excitement breaking through her professional demeanor. "All platforms report ready. Quantum torpedo batteries at full charge." Marcus allowed himself a small smile. "Target their command ships first. Let's show them humanity's response to being cornered." The first wave of quantum torpedoes streaked across space. The alien fleet, confident in their superior numbers and positioning, maintained formation. Their overconfidence lasted exactly 3 seconds, the time it took for the first torpedoes to make contact. The results exceeded even Harrison's predictions. As each torpedo struck, it created a cascading failure in the enemy's shield network. Ship after ship went dark as their power systems overloaded. The containment sphere flickered and failed as its power nodes were systematically destroyed. Multiple enemy ships attempting emergency hyperspace jumps, Diana reported. "Their formation is breaking down." Marcus watched as the largest alien fleet ever assembled dissolved into chaos. "Send the prepared message to all enemy vessels," he ordered. The message was simple. The sphere of containment was an impressive idea. Unfortunately for you, humanity doesn't like being caged. The battle lasted less than an hour. When it was over, the alien coalition had lost over 60% of their ships. The remainder fled in disarray, leaving behind a debris field that would serve as a monument to their failure. In the aftermath, Marcus received a private transmission from one of the retreating alien commanders. "How?" the alien asked. "How do you keep surpassing our every strategy?" "Simple," Marcus replied. "You keep thinking of us as a single enemy to be defeated. But humanity isn't one mind with one way of thinking. We're billions of minds, each looking at problems differently, each contributing unique solutions. Every time you attack us, you force all that creativity to focus on stopping you." He paused, then added, "You might want to share that insight with anyone else thinking of trying to conquer Earth." As the last enemy ships disappeared into hyperspace, Marcus turned to his crew. "Well done, everyone. But stay alert. Something tells me this isn't over yet." He was right. The aliens would be back. But next time, humanity would be even more prepared. Because that's what humans do best. They adapt, they improvise, and they overcome. The human factor. General Nikolai Volkov stood in the underground war room of the Global Defense Council, watching representatives from 30 nations argue about the best way to prepare for the next alien attack. The irony wasn't lost on him. Even facing extinction-level threats, humans couldn't stop competing with each other. But that's exactly why they were winning. "The Indian quantum labs have developed a new shield modulation," announced Dr. Aisha Rahman, her hologram flickering slightly. "Our simulations show it's 30% more efficient than current systems." "Interesting," interrupted Director Wei from the Chinese Space Force. "Our research division has been working on similar principles, but with a focus on offensive applications, perhaps a collaboration." Nikolai smiled. 10 years ago, these nations had been pointing missiles at each other. Now they were sharing military secrets, while still trying to outdo each other. It was the most human thing imaginable. The aliens had never understood this fundamental aspect of humanity. They saw Earth's lack of unified government as a weakness, not realizing it was the source of their greatest strength. Every nation, every corporation, every research team competed to develop better technology, better strategies, better everything. Report from Brazilian Deep Space Monitoring. Lieutenant Sofia Mendoza announced, her voice cutting through the debate. They've detected unusual activity in the Oort cloud. The aliens are testing something new. The room fell silent. Then, predictably, the arguing resumed, but with a different tone. Now it was about who could solve the problem first. The Russian Federation has developed new stealth satellites, Nikolai offered. We can deploy them within 24 hours to gather more data. The European Union's quantum sensors can piggyback on your deployment, added Commissioner Laurent. Double the coverage, half the time. Within hours, a joint mission was planned, equipped, and launched. No committees, no bureaucracy, just rapid action driven by competing desires to be first, to be best, to solve the problem before anyone else. This was humanity's real secret weapon, controlled chaos. While the alien empires operated with rigid hierarchies and unified strategies, Earth's defenders were a loosely coordinated mass of competing interests, all striving to outdo each other while somehow working together. The results spoke for themselves. In the 5 years since first contact, humanity had advanced more than in the previous 50. The Mobius shield was just the beginning. Every attack, every alien strategy, had sparked a worldwide race to develop countermeasures. Japanese scientists developed quantum prediction algorithms that could anticipate enemy fleet movements. Brazilian engineers created adaptive armor that learned from every hit it took. Indian programmers designed AI systems that could hack alien computers in real time. Each breakthrough was immediately shared, analyzed, and improved upon by rival nations. It was a technological arms race where everyone ultimately won, except the aliens. New data coming in, Sophia announced. The alien activity. It's not a weapon test. They're building something else, something big. The holographic display showed massive construction projects throughout the Oort cloud. The aliens weren't preparing for another attack. They were establishing permanent bases around the solar system. They're not leaving, Nikolai realized. They're settling in to study us. Director Wee laughed. They still don't get it, do they? They think if they watch us long enough, they'll figure out our secret. But there is no secret, Commissioner Laurent added. Just billions of humans doing what humans do best, competing, cooperating, and creating chaos that somehow works. Nikolai addressed the council. Then let's show them what that chaos can do. Every nation here has been working on their own projects, their own innovations. Let's see them all. What followed was a cascade of revelations. Argentina had developed phasing technology that could slip ships between dimensions. Kenya had created biological computers that could process information faster than quantum systems. Canada had perfected zero-point energy extraction. Each announcement sparked new ideas, new collaborations, new competitions. Within hours, projects were being combined in ways their creators hadn't imagined. The aliens wanted to study human innovation. They were about to get a master class in it. Send a message to our observers out there, Nikolai commanded. Tell our alien friends that if they're planning to stay and watch, they might want to take good notes, because humanity is just getting started. As the council chamber erupted into another round of productive argument, Nikolai reflected on how perfectly this moment exemplified the human spirit. They were facing an existential threat, and their response was to turn it into the greatest competition in human history. The aliens would never understand. They saw order as strength and chaos as weakness. They couldn't comprehend that humanity's greatest victories came from their ability to ride the edge between the two, to create unity from division, strength from competition, and progress from conflict. That was the real human factor, and it was about to change the galaxy forever. Shifting the paradigm. Diplomatic officer Zara Ibrahim stood before the Grand Galactic Council, her dark eyes scanning the assembled alien representatives. The massive chamber, carved from a hollow asteroid at the galaxy's core, held delegates from over 300 spacefaring civilizations. Most had tried to conquer Earth at some point. All had failed. The human delegation recognizes the Vexeri Empire, announced the council speaker, their crystalline form shimmering with formal patterns. Ambassador Lyrics, the same Vexari who had first attempted to deceive Earth, rose from their seat. We have studied humans for 5 years now. We have watched them turn competing military organizations into a defense network more effective than any unified force. We have seen them transform rival research teams into an innovation engine that outpaces our oldest institutions. The ambassador paused. We have been wrong about them. All of us. Murmurs rippled through the chamber. It was unprecedented for a Vexari to admit error. We see now that what we thought was their greatest weakness, their divided nature, is actually their greatest strength, Lyrics continued. And we propose something unprecedented. We should learn from them. The chamber erupted in shocked discussion. Zara allowed herself a small smile. This was exactly what she had hoped for when she proposed this gathering. Learn from them. The Krell representative's voice boomed through the chamber. They are barely unified enough to be considered a civilization. Their nations still compete, their corporations still rival each other, their people still argue about everything. Exactly. Zara stepped forward, her voice calm but carrying to every corner of the vast room. And in the past 5 years, while maintaining all those divisions and arguments, we've surpassed your military technology, exceeded your scientific understanding, and forced you to completely reconsider your view of civilization itself. She gestured to the holographic display above the chamber. It showed Earth's latest achievement, the first successful test of consciousness transfer between dimensions, a technology that had eluded the oldest galactic empires for millennia. You're not here because we defeated you, Zora continued. You're here because we showed you a better way. Every empire in this room operates on principles of unity, conformity, and hierarchical order. And every empire in this room has stagnated. The display shifted to show the rapid advancement of human technology since first contact. The curve was nearly vertical. Humanity doesn't advance despite our conflicts and competition. We advance because of them. Every different viewpoint, every competing idea, every argument and debate pushes us forward. We don't need everyone to agree. We just need everyone to keep trying to prove each other wrong. The Sire Collective's representative, their biomechanical form humming with interest, spoke next. And you propose to teach us this chaos. We propose to show you how to balance it, Zara corrected. How to maintain enough order to prevent destruction, while allowing enough chaos to drive innovation. We call it directed evolution, the art of channeling competition into progress. She activated another hologram, this one showing the new Galactic exchange program. We're opening our universities, our research centers, and yes, even our military academies to students from every civilization. Not to teach them our specific technologies, but to show them our way of thinking, our way of disagreeing productively. The chamber was silent now, every delegate absorbed in the implications. Meanwhile, Zora continued, we invite your own experts to Earth, not to study us like specimens, but to participate in our system, join our debates, challenge our ideas, prove us wrong, make us prove you wrong. That's how we all get better. The Taraki Horde's leader, a being of pure energy, flared with sudden understanding. You're not proposing an exchange program. You're proposing to revolutionize galactic civilization itself. Yes, Zora smiled, because that's what humans do. We take systems that work, and we ask, what if we tried something else? We look at order, and we add chaos. We look at unity, and we add diversity. We look at peace, and we add just enough conflict to keep things interesting. She looked around the chamber, meeting the eyes, optical sensors, and various sensory organs of each delegation. You came to conquer us. And in doing so, you forced us to become better than we were. Now we're offering you the same opportunity, not through conquest, but through collaboration. Not through unity, but through diversity. One by one, the delegations indicated their acceptance, not because they all agreed, that would have defeated the whole purpose, but because they all wanted to see what would happen next. As the session concluded, Ambassador Lyrics approached Zora privately. You realize this will change everything. The galaxy has operated on principles of order for millions of years. Good, Zora replied. It's about time for something new. After all, if we're not changing, we're not really living, are we? And so began the great galactic renaissance, sparked by a species that refused to be conquered, refused to be unified, and refused to stop arguing about the best way to do everything. Because that's what humans do. We don't just prove our enemies wrong. We show them a better way to be right. The end.